Hello and welcome to The Perspective, the weekly current affairs program on NTV World. I am Sabika Shrestha. Here we pick the major news of the week, unpack its significance and examine how today's decision shape tomorrow's direction. This week's major issues of the day centered on following subjects. As Nepal prepares for the March 5 House of Representatives election, the Election Commission is expediting preparations, tightening expense limits and investigating Code of Conduct violations, while publishing the final proportional representation list. Security measures include a nationwide drone ban, army deployment and heightened monitoring of media and social platforms to curb misinformation. Meanwhile, parties face criticism for failing to publicize manifestos. Crime concerns rise in Kathmandu after the Genji-led movement and also the regional updates shaping the broader election environment. Is Nepal's March 5 House of Representatives election going to be manifesto-less? Till date, no parties have submitted their election manifesto at the Election Commission. While parties technically still have time, the Election Code of Conduct is designed to ensure voters can judge them based on clear written places of policies and programs. Sarah Sapsanama Rai looks into why parties still are not bringing out their manifestos.
With the March 5 House of Representatives election days away, major political parties in Nepal are on the ground almost halfway through their campaign, courting voters at their doorsteps. However, the candidates are empty-handed, without any political documents that is central to the election campaign anywhere around the world. Strikingly, most of them from Nepali Congress with its younger leadership, CPNUML led by seasoned veterans, Pushpa Kamal Dahal coordinated Nepali Communist Party to the much talked about Rashtra Swatantra Party that is fielding popular candidates. They have yet to formally announce their election manifestos. So the question is obvious. What exactly are these parties promising voters without a written roadmap? So far, only Netra Bikramchand-led Communist Party has unveiled its manifesto, pledging to dismantle what it calls capitalist, broker-driven and imperialist policies. But the Election Commission confirms none have officially registered their manifesto yet.
Till the date, no political parties have submitted their election manifestos. The Section 37 of Election Code of Conduct 2082 says that all the political parties and candidates should prepare and publicize their election manifestos for the concern of common people, and also they should submit one copy of election manifesto to the Election Commission Nepal.
Party representatives, however, say manifesto drafting is in its final stage, with many adopting a wait-and-watch strategy, hoping perhaps to outmaneuver rivals once the first major document is unveiled.
If there are written promises that will serve as information to the common people, apart from that, it will also serve as a document of accountability. Similarly, this will help the common people to know what sort of change they are voting for. And in case the party they voted for is able to form the government, they will be able to press for the promises they made. In the absence of these manifestos, the common, the candidates will speak for themselves, and hundreds of candidates from the same party, when they speak for themselves in different corner meetings, obviously they will not leave any imprint for public policy. It is going to be a difficult thing even for the political parties who will be in opposition, because they will not be able to call for public accountability when they know that the party which is forming government does not know what exactly how it is going to govern.
As election day nears, the delay shifts the focus from policies to personalities, leaving voters to make choices without seeing the full promises on paper.
For the March 5 House of Representatives election, Nepal's Election Commission has tightened screws on spending of parties and candidates. Financial transparency and regulated expenditure underscore Election Commission's effort to strengthen democratic processes and ensure that money power does not overshadow political competition. Amid winds of change central to the March 5 election, the financial scrutiny is likely to shape both how parties plan their campaigns and how voters perceive the core of political actors. With less than a month remaining for Nepal's House of Representatives election, tighter financial regulations from the Election Commission has affected parties and candidates' campaigns. The aim, according to the Commission, is to promote transparency, control rising election costs, and curb the influence of money in politics. The Commission has divided the country's 165 constituencies into 5 categories and fixed different campaign expenditure ceilings based on voter numbers, geography, and accessibility. Spending limits range from a minimum of 2.5 million rupees to a maximum of 3.3 million rupees, with variations applied even within the same district. According to the Commission, candidates in 26 constituencies are allowed to spend up to 3.3 million rupees, while 52 constituencies have a ceiling of 3.1 million rupees. Similarly, candidates in 65 constituencies can spend up to rupees 2.9 million. 17 constituencies have a cap of 2.7 million rupees and 5 constituencies have been assigned the lowest limit of rupees 2.5 million. Assistant spokesperson of the Election Commission, Kul Bahadur Zisi, said that differences in expenditure limits within the same district are determined by factors such as the number of voters and geographical conditions.
Everything should be included, whether it is in rallies or campaigns or in advertisements or in other activities. All those spendings should be included together. Then it should not be beyond the given limitation. According to PR system, they have to spend as per the number of their close list candidates. In first past the post system, each candidate can spend from 25 lakh to 33 lakh. It is depending on the number of polling centers, number of the voters, and also the area of the constituency.
Constituencies permitted to spend the maximum of 3.3 million rupees include Taplejung, Pasthar, Sangkhua-Saba, Solukhumbu, Khotang, Dolakha, Ramechhap, Humla, Jazarkot, Bajhang, Doti, and Baitadi. To further enhance financial transparency, the Election Commission has implemented the Election Campaign Bank Account Operation and Management Procedures 2082. Under the rules, political parties and candidates must operate campaign income and expenditure exclusively through designated bank accounts. Donations must be deposited directly into these accounts and cash transactions above 25,000 rupees are prohibited. The Commission has warned that failure to comply with spending limits or reporting requirements could lead to legal action, including challenges to election results. As election approaches, entire high-altitude Himalayan villages in districts like Darchula, Humla, Dolpa, Manang and Mustang stand empty due to seasonal migration. The Election Commission, however, has ruled out setting up alternative polling centres. Our colleague Sivani Thapa, along with Saloja Dahal, had asked Election Commission on logistic transportation.
Due to snowfall and extreme cold, most residents of high Himalayan areas of Nepal have already descended to lower regions to escape the winter. In areas with permanent settlements, the Election Commission has reported that no temporary polling stations have been arranged, even though voters are absent from their home villages. In Darchula, entire residents from the Changru and Tinker areas had already moved to the district headquarters Khalanga during the first week of Mangsir, that's around mid-November. After the onset of snow, they left their homes and are expected to return only by the last week of Baishak, that's around mid-April. With voters relocated to the district headquarters, the election office has already decided to shift 2 polling centers from Darchula to Khalanga. This situation is not limited to Darchula. Upper regions of Manang, Mustang, Humla and Dolpa districts are also largely empty. In Dolpo, a petition was submitted to the Election Commission noting that apart from the village officials, no citizens remain in the villages of Buddha and Shephok Sondo rural municipality. Similarly, in Humla's northern Namkha rural municipality, all three settlements in Limika are completely deserted. Travel in Nyalu Lake and Nara Lake villages has been halted due to heavy snowfall. As permanent residents have left, some local governments have requested the Election Commission to set up temporary polling stations. However, the Commission stated that the election process would not face significant difficulties and has not yet taken any steps to establish temporary voting centers. Despite the challenges of managing elections in deserted high Himalayan areas, the Commission is treating the situation as part of normal procedures and is moving forward with the electoral process.
Election canvassing is at war footing across the country as March 5 approaches. One of the interesting contests of the 165 constituencies is going to be seen in Rukum East, where coordinator of Nepali Communist Party, Pushpakamal Dahal, the commander of 10-year-old armed conflict, is up against Sandeep Pun, who lost both his parents in the same conflict. We look at the single constituency of Rukum East, where 11 candidates are in the fray.
Rukum East is drawing a lot of attention in the build-up to the March 5 election, as one of the three former prime ministers in the fray is contesting here. The district has 34,772 voters, of which around 80% are from Magar community. Considered the epicenter of the Mao's rebellion that started decades ago, the district has the commander of the rebellion, Pushpakamal Dahal, contesting the election. Of the 11 candidates, including 2 women, the election is being seen as rivalry between Dahal and a young Pragatishil Loktantrik Party candidate, Sandeep Pun. Pun, a former Maoist cadre himself, lost both his parents in the People's War. Dahal has a record of changing his constituencies every election since 2004 Constituent Assembly polls from Rolpa 2 to Rukum East. Though the contest between a seasoned leader and a youth might have attracted headlines, there are other equally impactful candidates as well. Nepali Congress leader Kusum Devi Thapa is one of the 2 women candidates in the race. According to Thapa, education, health, employment, road construction and promotion of local production are also in the priority of Rukum East. Leela Mani Gautam, who was elected as a Central Committee member representing youths below 40 years of age in the last General Convention of the CP and UML, says the candidacy is for responsible political culture. Jyoti Rokamagar of the Mongol National Organization, Lakhan Kumar Thapa of the Rashtriya Swatantra Party, Roshan Shah of Rashtriya Prajatantra Party, Chandra Prasad Shahi of Rashtriya Jana Morcha, Dharma Kumar Budha of National Republic Nepal, Juddha Bahadur Budha Magar of Nepal Communist Party Maoist, and Shir Bahadur Budha of the Janta Samajwadi Party are contesting in the constituency. Rukum, which was described as the headquarters during the Maoist Armed People's War, has been continuously conquered by then Maoist since Second Constituent Assembly election in 2008. The district has traditionally favored former CP and Maoist Centre candidates in almost all elections since the party came to the peace process.
March 5 House of Representatives election will see a massive security deployment across the country. Over 3,03,000 personnel from the Nepal Army, Nepal Police, Armed Police Force, Election Police and National Investigation Department are mobilized under the Integrated Election Security Plan. Election Police will guard polling stations, the Armed Police Force will provide secondary protection, and the Army will secure the outer perimeter across all 165 constituencies. Their duties cover ballot printing and transport, polling and counting centers, airports, prisons, and other critical sites. The Election Commission has partnered with TikTok to combat misinformation ahead of Nepal's March 5 House of Representatives elections. The agreement aims to block false or inappropriate content that could violate the Electoral Code of Conduct. TikTok will provide tools and support free of charge during the election period, helping authorities maintain transparency and credibility. Acting Chief Election Commissioner Ram Prasad Bhandari called the collaboration a historic step to prevent misuse of technology and safeguard the integrity of the electoral process. Kathmandu Valley is facing a surge in robberies and organized crime ahead of Nepal's March 5 elections. Police say escaped prisoners from the Gen Z protests are behind many incidents, exploiting reduced patrolling as security forces focus on election duties. Late-night operations have led to arrests tied to multiple thefts and robberies, while recovering looted weapons remains a priority. Damaged CCTV cameras and destroyed criminal records from the protests have further hampered crime tracking, raising public safety concerns across the capital and beyond. Here's the story. As the country's focus shifts to March 5 House of Representatives election, social order seems to be disturbed of late, especially in federal capital Kathmandu. Surge in criminal activities including theft and looting has been fueled by escaped inmates during the Gen Z protests and also the larger-scale deployment of security personnel for upcoming elections. Late Thursday night, Kathmandu police opened fire to arrest Prem Chaudhary of Banki at Nagarjun Municipality 6, Mahankal, recovering 65 tolas of gold, silver, cash and homemade weapons. Police said Chaudhary linked to a string of thefts across Bhotibahal, Bauddha Tushal, Kalimati and parts of Lalitpur attack officers during the arrest attempt. Police shot Chaudhary in the leg after they were attacked, leaving one police constable injured. Just days earlier, police carried out another late-night operation in Mulpani, arresting 23-year-old Binay Tamang, the leader of an active organized robbery gang active across the Kathmandu Valley. Tamang had escaped police custody during the Gen Z protest and is accused of orchestrating at least 22 robbery incidents within 3 months.
The inmates, they were absconded from the jail at the time of Gen Z movement, and they are involving in the theft case, robbery case, because of they are most trained and skillful theft. And almost 90% weapons we recovered, and most of other weapons we are on process to recover and find out. And every day our prime responsibility is to recover the looted weapons, because it's a very much prime challenge for us, to the whole society.
The impact of escaped prisoners is not limited to the capital, with similar incidents of robbery reported across the country. Though police says that more than 90% of the looted weapons during the Gen Z movement has already been recovered, the deployment of security personnel for March 5 election is another major reason.
कैदीहरूको पनि इन्भल्भमेन्ट छ। विशेष गरेर काठमाडौँमा हुने चोरीमा चाहिँ अधिकांश पटके चोरहरू, चोरी कार्यमा संलग्न पटकेहरू भएको देखिन्छ। 2082 सालको भाद्रमा भएको, भाद्र 23 र 24 मा भएको घटना, त्यसमा भएको तोडफोड, आगजनीमा हाम्रा जिल्ला प्रहरी परिसर लगायत विभिन्न पुलिस युनिटहरूमा रहेका आपराधिक अभिलेखहरू चाहिँ नष्ट भए, सरकारी वकिल कार्यालयमा रहेका आपराधिक अभिलेखहरू पनि नष्ट भए, अदालतमा भएका पनि आपराधिक अभिलेखहरू नष्ट भयो, हाम्रो पहिचान पनि अब हुँदैन भन्ने एउटा मानसिकतामा रहेर आफ्नो गतिविधिलाई अगाडि बढाएको चाहिँ यो पर्टिकुलर घटनाले देखाउँछ।
In addition to the election deployment of security personnel, the CCTV coverage that Nepali police had across major cities, including capital Kathmandu, is near obsolete. According to Nepal police, of the 1,500 total CCTV cameras vandalized during the 2 days of protest, only 800 have been restored so far. Though cases of robbery and theft have visibly increased in major cities, Nepal police claims that cases compared to last fiscal year is slightly lower. As printing of ballot papers for first past the post electoral system nears completion, Nepal's Election Commission is busy in arranging the transportation. Though the other materials, including ballot papers for proportional representation system, had completed long ago, the Commission planned to transport all logistics on a go. Bhavna Kesi, along with our correspondent Saloja Dahal, brings the Commission's preparations.
Printing of ballot papers for the first past the post electoral system is almost at the end, and the Election Commission is all set to start dispatching election materials to various districts in one go. The Commission has also prepared to transport election materials by trucks and containers to road-connected districts, while materials for high, hilly and mountainous districts will be airlifted by helicopters. The Commission has planned to use some materials already in stock while preparing to purchase 51 types of materials. Among them, items such as indelible ink and special security seals have been procured through the government-to-government G2G system. In addition, the Commission has authorized district election officers concerned to procure 37 types of materials including swastika stamps, markers and stamp pads to reduce transportation costs. The Commission has also prepared a detailed schedule to complete the transportation of ballot papers by 22nd of February.
सडक यातायात भएको का जिल्लाहरूमा ट्रक तथा कन्टेनर व्यवसायहरूसँग हामी सम्झौताको क्रममा छौं। तर त्यस्तै गरिकन उच्च हिमाली र हिमाली जिल्लाहरूमा हेलिकप्टर प्रयोग गर्ने ठाउँमा हेलिकप्टरसँग पनि हामी सम्झौताको प्रक्रियामा छौं। त्यसैले आवश्यकता अनुसार हेलिकप्टरबाट पनि हुन्छ ढुवानी र ट्रक एवं कन्टेनरबाट पनि ढुवानी हुने भएको हुनाले हामी सोही अनुसार तयारी अवस्थामा छौं।
The ballot boxes and the papers used for ballot printing are the remaining materials purchased for the 2022's general election and left unused at that time. According to the Commission, the transportation of other unused and reusable materials to districts near Kathmandu has already begun.
The Election Commission has received 34 complaints with 24 responses from parties and candidates. Spokesperson Narayan Prasad Bhattarai said district-level committees are addressing cases while monitoring bodies nationwide enforce the code of conduct. Meanwhile, the final proportional representation list includes 3,135 candidates from the parties. With these updates, we come to the end of today's episode. Do join us again next week for more perspectives. Until next week, thank you for being with us.